Hi everybody. I have to do another video because I forgot to write to say the names. I'm sorry. My son distracted me, so I actually forgot to state the 5 names, and then also to I'll be back to doing the back to the missing and the murdered cases and all those as such. So the first 5 names that I'm going to be working on is going to be a Jeanette, a Loving My Babies, a Donna Saunders or Sanders, a Summer Breeze, and a Christy Love. Those are going to be the next 5 people I do readings for. The list that I had stated in my very last updated names, I'm going to go back to that video, and then when I'm through with the 5 people, I'm going to be stating the next 5 people and also adding on to the list, as in I've X'd 5 people out, I'm going to add 5 more. I meant to put that in the last video, but I didn't get to it. My son interrupted me, as I said a minute ago. And the video for mental health and being gifted, as well as what type of intuitives there are, what the side effects to your body can be. Also, sometimes we are diagnosed in a way that can really be related to the gift. For me, I'm always in a lot of pain due to the cases that I do, because I pick up on a lot of murder activity. So I'm constantly having pains in my body. So that's why I'll go missing in action too for a little while. I need to clear myself of all the energy of people. Hold on one second. People that have been taken in a way that is very painful and caused their death. When I do a normally passed on person, I don't get those effects. Usually it'll hit me the next day really hard, or sometimes it may hit me a little bit. So that's why sometimes I can't do one case after another. Sometimes I'll try to do 2 in a night, which I can do, but really no more than 3. I just don't stretch it that far. If I do get high volumes of spirits coming through, I will try to write down what they say. I do have a couple of words that were said. I have it in my notebook upstairs. I will get to those when I do the next video. So, I mean, sometimes the names that I get, they will be a middle name or a last name, or very well could be the first name of the spirit that is associating with that memory of that person, or the person that may have took their life, or that they want the message to go to. I'm getting a Unique as we speak right now. I've heard this name before. This name was Unique, and this comes from my male side. So, New York. Unique, and New York. Sometimes the name means an abbreviation as well, too. It can be, okay. I've heard Malik a few times since I've done the Kira update, the last one. A lot of people tell me Malik means king, so that can mean something as well. That might just be another variation of something, but a Unique name was just referenced in the word New York. So I don't know if that's a passed on spirit that someone's trying to get a hold of, or a passed on spirit that someone's trying to get a hold of, that person Unique from New York, or it's just a passed on passing through, and they want to just more or less be noticed, like Unique from New York. It could either variation. I try not to not interact with them, but I like to listen to them and let them speak, and then I can go. But this name Unica or Unique, 2 variations, has been said to me twice before. And the same New York. So this tells me this is a person from New York, or a person that was from New York and passed on. Important. Lost. Okay. Lost but not found. So if that means anything to anybody, please get back to me. I don't know who this is. I've heard this person be referenced before. Murder case. Okay. So if that means anything to anybody out there, this spirit is stating unique, New York. Murder lost but not found. So that's a message to whoever that may be for out there. Mom from New York. Lost but not found. Okay. So, being that I've heard this person before being referenced, this is something that needs to be addressed and looked into. They're repeating themselves, so let me know to say this. Unique from New York, lost but not found, lost but not found. Thank you. Must leave now. Also the word father being said, okay. So those are the names that I'm working with right now, the 5 people that I mentioned earlier, just a few minutes ago. I'm going to be adding this. I'm going to be looking at my list because this person being referenced or the spirit who was identifying could already be on that list that I spoke of. I'm not sure yet. I'd have to go all the way back and look. I will just get variations of names. It doesn't take much to communicate with a spirit. Once I've set my thoughts into communicating with them, if they're already passed on, it's not too hard of a challenge. It's the little ones that's a challenge, because sometimes the guardian will bring them over if they want to speak to a loved one, because even though they're little and they pass that way, a guardian guards them until they're ready to move on to the next. I can mean like reincarnation. I'm not too sure how many people believe in reincarnation, but I'm also going to be doing a video on reincarnation too. I've also studied up on reincarnation, and that's another factor I'm going to be getting into. My son has said some very odd things. He's been saying house coat since he was able to learn how to talk by 5. He was autistic. He's autistic, and he didn't start talking till he was almost 5. And from the very first time he started talking, he spoke of something about a fire and a house coat. A house coat is like a house robe. The term was used in the 1940s, maybe 50s, maybe even into the 60s. I don't even know on the 60s part, but I know it's an older term, much older term for, there's a male trying to step in. That's for an old, it's more or less comes from Old English. England, English people would call their house robe house coats. Standard, whatever that means. So, I started to question things with him, because he would say, my other dad, he has glasses and he smokes. My husband's never smoked a day in his life. He hates cigarette smoke. So, I'm not too sure. He's even drew a man with hair, and my husband's bald, so he doesn't have hair. So, I've questioned it, but, there was a specific case on reincarnation, and I have never heard of the case before, and I had dreamt about it. There's a little boy, he was evidently on the news years ago, and I dreamt about the woman that he spoke of, that he was reincarnated to. He used to be this woman that I dreamt of, and now he's this little boy. Okay. I'm sure you guys can find this on, no baby, no. It is a famous case out there. A little boy, he was a woman who died in a house fire, I believe in the 1970s. He reincarnated to this little boy, but he always spoke about this woman since he was probably 3. I guess he was old enough to talk. The strange part about what I thought about it is that I had dreamt about the woman the night before, and then I turned on my TV, and there was this woman on TV, and this little boy spoke of her, and he said that my real name is such and such. I am not this little boy. I died in a fire. I jumped out the window. It was a African American woman. She died in a house fire in I think it was like 1970s. No, baby, I said no. And this little boy spoke of how he used to be her, and I thought that had to be really odd. What are the odds that I dreamt about this woman, and the next day I see it on TV, which baffled me a little bit because I really didn't understand the purpose of me dreaming about her. Maybe it was to pay attention, that I needed to pay attention to something because my son, stated similar facts, I guess, but not the same, not at all, not really the same, but in a general sense, I guess maybe there is some similarities, I guess, maybe. But now that I'm done rambling on, yes, those are the 5 names that are upcoming. So I will be back probably tomorrow night or Sunday for a Jeanette's private reading. Everybody have a wonderful day, and thank you.